When a student is outed, here's what happens. They feel shame, rejection, fear, their autonomy and their right to privacy is taken away. They're thrown to the wolves, so to speak, with no regard to, their mental health. And with everything that's gone down with all the scandals that have been brought up in the board meeting today, Ms. Ziegler, I do think you've experienced some of the same. The media circus, the harping on a relationship that at the end of the day was private. On behalf of the Sarasota County Schools queer student community, we do not care that you had it that way. We do not care what you safely and consensually do behind closed doors. It does not affect your ability to legislate. What does affect that is the laws that you pass and the policies that you enact that are severely and actively hurting us. You are unfit to be on this board because your platform that you've taken immense pride in has demonized queerness as something dangerous. When Mr. Edwards, one of your fellow members, received death threats because he was gay, you were silent because he was dangerous. When queer teachers who can't display photos of their spouses were dangerous, the public had the right to know. Now that you've been on the other end, I ask you, what's more dangerous? Your blatant disregard for and disrespect for the students that you claim to represent, or the students themselves who are just trying to survive in the hostile climate created entirely by this board? The hypocrisy, the callousness, and frankly the ignorance are chilling. The system is broken and we must fix it. Resign.
My name is Jennifer Bowles and I have 3 children in the district. I was really disappointed after the December school board meeting because I naively assumed that Ms. Ziegler would have enough humility to resign from the board. I certainly underestimated her commitment to political theater. Ms. Ziegler, you have a choice before you. You can either claim to support public education by stepping down from your position, or you can prove to the community that you never cared about public education by continuing to serve on the board. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. Your presence on the dais is simply a distraction. It is evidence of your lack of compassion for our students, our teachers, our schools, our community, and your very own coworkers. Look at the circus you've ushered in. As if your lack of humility wasn't enough, you then had the audacity, and I quote, I'm disappointed. As people may know, I serve on another public board, and this issue didn't come up, and we were able to forge ahead with the business of the board. Are you serious? Do you sincerely not understand the difference between being appointed to a board to oversee a business and being an elected official that is supposed to represent the will of your constituents and is responsible for ensuring the well-being of our children? As if refusing to step down wasn't enough, you couldn't even muster up an apology. Don't you think you owe us that at least? An apology for your lies, for your political theater, for victimizing our children, for being a first-rate hypocrite, and for making Sarasota a national embarrassment in the media. So I'm forced to ask myself, why won't you step down? You can't possibly enjoy having your personal life spread all over, out for the world to see and for the media to report on. I think you won't resign because your job of destroying public education isn't done. While our governor works tirelessly at underfunding, understaffing, and funneling our tax dollars to private schools, our public schools are still holding on by a thread, which means that your job isn't done, is it? It may explain why you refuse to resign, because some people just aren't satisfied until they can watch the world burn.
Sarasota used to be known for our art, our beaches, and for just being a wonderful place all around to live, raise our children. But thanks to the Zieglers, that is not what we are known for these days. We are now famous, or infamous as the case may be, because of you and your husband's antics. Our history here in Sarasota is intrinsically tied to the circus, but that should not be how our school board is referred to, but it is. Under your tenure, Ms. Ziegler, these meetings have become just that, an absolute circus. We need our children to feel safe to learn, to be free to grow into the people they want to be, who they are supposed to be. We need our teachers to be paid better and to feel comfortable doing their job they went to school to do. We need to attract quality teachers to move to our area. But we also need all of this nonsense to go away, and I do not see how we can do this with you still serving on the board, Ms. Ziegler. You stepped down from the Leadership Institute immediately as soon as the story regarding your blatant hypocrisy broke. Oh, and let me thank you again for allowing me to have that conversation with my 10-year-old. But you are clinging to this position with all your might, and I do not understand it at all. Until you can explain to me why you stepped down from that position but refused to step down from this one, I will not stop asking you to step down. As I said in the beginning, we need to let our community heal. Let us come together, focus on our children and their education. Let our beautiful, artistic, diverse, welcoming community be known for all of the above, as well as a stellar school district, and not be known for ground zero for the destruction and privatization of our public education. We cannot do that with the distraction that is
Thank
you,
you.
Ms. Ziegler. Step down.
School could have been a safe haven for these kids. You could have been their hero. You could have helped these kids who are questioning who they are. But no, instead you were just like every other adult and you stopped caring for the students. I don't even think you ever did care. Bridget, resign today. To be honest, I don't know the rest of you because your girl Bridget has messed up so much that people are only coming down to get her to step down when we could be having actual conversations about students in the school board. Like, are our kids safe? Are our kids passing? Are our kids mentally okay? You should treat these students like they are your own. Wait, yours don't attend your schools that you control. Do you think your own kids would like the system you have created? Resign. I have friends who are in the Sarasota County School Board system, and let me tell you, I am so grateful I am homeschooled. There are fights, there are insane, disturbing stories that they tell me like it's a regular Tuesday. Believe me, a kid questioning their identity or reading a book that will help them should be the last of your worries. Please resign. And lastly, teachers are not human body shields. They are not your glorified babysitters. They are not your pawn that you get to move and tear down. They are human beings with a passion to teach kids. Maybe get that passion too.
Let it be known that Miss Bridget Ziegler posted this onto her Facebook. A quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that says, quote, "We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope." Well, Bridget, our students, our community, and our state has accepted far too much disappointment in our so-called leaders, and especially in you. And we won't lose the infinite hope that you will resign. I've seen many of my own teachers leave the state, which further contributes to Sarasota's inequitable funding and opportunities amongst our schools. Yet somehow, these issues remain unaddressed by you. It is ironic how you proudly celebrate yesterday's holiday, yet stand directly against every belief Dr. King has unapologetically stood for. You have continued to stand for nothing but censorship, hatred, and fascism. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would be condemning you for your advocacy for book bans, your purposeful ignorance and whitewashing of history, and your push for dividing and pitting people against one another. So allow me to educate you. Remember, Bridget, this is from Dr. Martin Luther King himself. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Whatever affects one indirectly or directly affects all indirectly. Every day, our community and students are suffering at the direct cause of you. Therefore, if you truly believe in Dr. King's beliefs and actually have respect for the community that you serve, then you ought to resign. Thank you for your time.